Blog Talk Radio.
Everybody all around the globe. Welcome to another Soul Sister Show with Sue and Anne. And today we have Thursday, September 10th. So we are coming into the autumn, but that's a very wonderful season, at least in my opinion, in my mind. So anyway, we are a live call-in show, so call in at 213-943-3587, 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number, and you can join us, ask questions, talk about the topic, or why not get a free mini reading live on air? And remember, if you want to talk with us live on the show, press 1. And I'm Anne, coming to you live from Rhodes in Greece. On today's show, we will talk about spiritual hygiene. What should you do to maintain it? And we're going to touch this because it's a very important thing to do, and no matter how new you are to the spiritual path or how long you have been walking on it, and maybe if you have been on it for a while, it's even more important actually to do some clearings and keep yourself, your spirit and your soul clean, just as you keep your body clean. And we will also take your calls for questions and mini readings live on air. We are always a live call-in worldwide radio, and we are broadcasting today from Rhodes in Greece and Arizona in the U.S. And you can listen live and text chat with us during our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. scrollsofthesoul.com/live. There's a player on that page, and there's a chat room. So you can listen live on the player, and you can text chat with us at the same time. Or, which we love, of course, why not give us a ring at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number, and remember to press 1 on the keypad on your device if you want to talk with us live on the show. And as I mentioned, on today's show, we will talk about your spiritual hygiene. What should you do to maintain it? And we are also, as usual, taking your calls for questions and free mini readings live on air. And if you haven't called in yet, now is a great time to call in at 213-943-3587, 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1, 213-943-3587, and press 1 to talk with us live on the show. And if you haven't listened to us before, we are the show that discusses the Akashic Records, soul realignment, healing modalities in general, and of course, we are passionate about any and all spiritual topics. And we have currently listeners in 23 countries and growing, and I haven't checked that for a while, but I think we're actually up to 25 all around the globe, guys. Thank you so much for entrusting us with your listening in or calling in or however you do it. We're very proud to be able to reach out to all of you. And once again, here's the number to call in. Call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. Now is a great time to get your spot in the queue early, and international callers dial +1 before the number. We also have a YouTube channel, and you can visit us on YouTube. Just search for Scrolls of the Soul Radio directly on YouTube. And if you like us, which we hope you do, please subscribe to keep yourself updated on published episodes, past episodes, and upcoming episodes as well. Now let me bring on my co-host for Soul Sisters, Sue, all the way from Arizona in the U.S. Hi, Sue. How are you?
Hi, Susie. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, just checking. I'm doing good, actually. Amazing. We have some great weather the last 2 days. It has been in the high 80s. For us, that is cool weather. So it's been really nice, after having the summer of intense heat.
Yeah, I fully understand that. And actually here we had, I think it was 36 today Celsius. I don't know how much that is, 80, 90 something.
Right.
Right. But that's hard for me.
I think once you're a permanent resident, you'll adapt, because you're going into different weather countries. So once you're there for a solid year, you start to adjust.
Yes, I will. And this year, actually, I went very late to Greece. I came here very late. I usually come in the beginning of the summer in May or June. But because of everything going on around the globe, the weird world we're living in right now, I had to wait a little bit. But I'm here. I'm happy.
Yep.
But I'm sweating.
Yay. That's okay.
Yeah, sounds great, right? So, everybody listening in right now is a great time. Once again, here's the number. Call in and interact with us. Call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number, and you can talk to us, ask questions, or get a free mini reading live on air, or why not share a story with us. If you want to talk with us live on the show, remember to press 1. And if you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. Or why not go to scrollsofthesoul.com and find out much more about us. So we have a nice website where you can scroll around and look, surf around, or however I'm supposed to say that. Anyway, yes. And, guys, before we move on with today's show, I know that my sissy always wants to kind of remind us what last show was all about.
Right. Yeah, last week was interesting because I think it was running programs and what are they, and we did that kind of as an extension of our guest the prior week, Rocky Krogfoss. He had talked about that with some of his work, and so we had decided to kind of pick that up and run with it as well, because like we say, the first of the month we always do something with soul realignment, and there were some interesting areas that Ann and I noticed with Rocky's work compared to what it is we do and see in our work. And so we just brought up certain aspects that certain parts with programs that we know can be running and that need to be cleared. and brought those up last week. So, and just for instance, we brought up curses and bindings, I believe, and spells even. We talked about that. Negative, unjustified karma was another one. So if you didn't catch that, into soul.com/ and listen to that show. And I think in the future we'll probably delve into that a little more. Now, before I proceed with what we... Oh, go ahead,
Sissy. Sorry. It's an interesting topic, actually, because when we talk about programs, I just want to chime in a little bit and say that programs are basically things that are running in our lives, and that can be thoughts, ideas, our manner, our way of managing things, what we do, all of those things. Where are they coming from? How do we manage, and do we promise, and how can we get stuck? So it's really intriguing. Thank you, Sissy.
Yeah, it is, and even kind of leading into this week, talking about our spiritual hygiene, because that doing this work, and I know you guys out there are also feeling some of the weight of what's going on in the world, and it can feel pretty oppressive. And Ann and I, we're just like the rest of you guys. We've felt the weight over time too, and had decided that we would just give you guys some idea, things that you can do to help relieve some of that, some of that weight you're feeling. But before I go into that, every week I pull cards for our callers and listeners. And this week I had pulled from Spirit Messages. So this one I kind of find interesting. I ended up with 3. So let me go into this really quick before we take on the spiritual hygiene, because I think these may have to go along with that. So the first one I had picked was nature. And it says, this is the time to absorb the healing properties that nature has to offer. And this is for everyone, by the way, who's listening in the board and in the chat room. Your mind, body, and soul need nourishment, energy, revitalization, and strength. Nature has much to offer, so take the time to connect and spend some quality time outdoors. I think that if you can, if you're able to, is really important to do that, just to help release some of what everyone's feeling is going on. It's a good grounding method. And the other one that came up, once you let go of the outcome, you'll be able to release all the emotions, constraints that have held you back in the past. Trust in the higher good and the guidance of spirit, as we have only your best interest at heart, and will do everything in our power to protect you. Then there was one more, but I think Sissy wanted to jump in as well. Do you have one you want to add?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, I actually have a card.
Ahead.
I pulled a card from Archangel Oracle Cards, actually, because I just felt drawn to do that. This is usually your thing that you do, but I'm doing it today too. And it's so fitting, overcoming difficulties. And it's all about Archangel Jeremiel. And he's saying the message is that the worst is now behind you, and you are surmounting any previous challenges. That's a wonderful message, isn't it?
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And normally, I try to do one, but I ended up with 3. And maybe this one will complement what you just pulled as well. This one, the final one, was reach out, which I think is a really good recommendation for all of us, especially with what everyone I know is feeling. So reach out.
Yeah.
We know you're reaching out right now for help due to current situations. support is as much about the physical act of accepting help we're offered as it is about the emotional benefits and learning that it is truly okay to accept support however it's presented to you. I think that was a nice kind of way to tap, what I'm hearing and seeing, and what we're talking about with spiritual hygiene. Anyway.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. So Anne has these beautiful prayers and spiritual and messages for spiritual hygiene that she has, and I'm just going to go into one of them right now and read this one specifically. It's protection. Protection claim that I am the creator of my experience through free will and choice. I attract what I put out in the universe. I realign and call in my spheres of protection to stay in integrity of who I am. I clear all my negative choices which can come to me in a negative way. I am fully conscious about my choices and make new choices for each choice I want to change. The golden web keeps me whole. I make positive choices that are congruent to my divine nature. That, to me, is an extremely powerful protection prayer, and one that I think, and as far as hygiene, spiritual hygiene, is a good starting point for anyone who's looking maybe to just reclaim themselves and
we are in charge.
Yeah, right. I think with all of the negative influences that are around, it gets really easy, and I know you feel this way too. It's really easy to get sucked in to all the negativity. You can't help it because every place you go, you see it, you hear it. It's thrown at you. So it's a good idea. Go ahead.
To use this, I just want to chime in and say a little bit, because I remember when I started off many, many years ago, and you have a tendency, at least I have, to think that, okay, I got it, I know it, I can master this now. So I didn't realize that doing clearings and keeping my spiritual hygiene and doing work for myself, that's something that's not going to stop, actually. I hate to say that, guys. but it's a continuous thing, because we need to, just like we are brushing our teeth and taking care of our body, having shower, washing our hair, putting some cream on the face just because we have dry skin or whatever. So we need to do spiritual hygiene, and it's very important. It is important also to know that we should not have the intention of doing it out of fear, because that's when we have the wrong energy in our intention, and that's when we're going to create a little chaos around us. So the best approach is to just do it as a normal daily routine. Make sense, Cece?
Yeah, right. And even, to add just a little bit, it does make sense. To add a little bit more to what you're saying, it dawned on me as well that because the planet and everyone is having this awakening, and that's kind of what we've talked about on the past shows, due to that, you don't always necessarily know what to do with that once you are, because then you start feeling everything that's going on. I think it's really important, Anna and I can't stress this enough, that when that starts to happen, it's extremely important that you take care of that aspect as well, because otherwise you're going to feel over time as you have that awakening and understanding of things that are going on. And we highly recommend research, by the way. Turn off the TV and just start researching. You're going to absorb a lot of different things because you're going to go down the rabbit hole, so to speak.
Yeah.
I think it's really,
and
really important.
I think it's also a great time to admit that, I do sometimes also kind of skip because I just feel too confident, or I feel so I skip a day or 2 or 3, and then I start realizing because I feel that I have picked up a lot of things, so I need to do maybe more work sometimes because and it's nothing to be scared of. It's nothing negative that's happening in essence, but we need to clear our energy, because what happens is that specifically in a time like this when the world is crazy, there are so many emotions out there, and we're so connected, even if we are seeing that we are 7 billion people apart, right? Like we are separate, but in essence we're not, and we're picking up a lot of things from all over the place, and specifically our surroundings. And sometimes the negative energies can be increased because people pay more attention to those, and it's kind of growing. And then it can have kind of a cycle when it comes down a little bit, and then it's smoother, and then you can feel kind of a peak again. So it's a very good thing so that you yourself can feel at your best, like you do when you take care of yourself. You eat good food, you maybe take some vitamins if you need to, you care for yourself, and this is also, it's coming into the same thing. You need to care for yourself in a spiritual sense as well, so you need to maintain your spiritual hygiene. Make sense, you see?
And look, and it's not, we've fallen off the rails a few times, because we're human. Life, you have other things going on in life. And I think the beauty about what it is we do is that we understand when that starts to happen. For each one of us, we automatically know, okay, we have to get ourselves back into that pattern. And even if it's something you do once a week or once a month, I strongly recommend you do it. For Ann and I, it's more about clearing too. Clearing a lot of this, and there's a huge difference in how you feel once you do it. So it's good to maybe just make a small practice of it, because we all are being bombarded, with a lot of that negativity. So that's kind of my thought on it.
Yeah.
And
there's also there's also another aspect, and I have my daily practice of spiritual hygiene that I want to do in a little while, but it's also live on radio I lost track what I was supposed to say. It happens sometimes. Getting mature. What else can I say? But I'm enjoy the laugh on my part.
Okay. I know there was a point there, but it happens to the best of us. Was there a specific was there a specific one that you wanted to give some guidance about?
One that came back to me. Some of us work with people also in a spiritual sense, but even if you don't work, we tend to think that working in a spiritual sense has to do with pure spiritual things like Reiki healing, like maybe soul realignment that we do, pulling cards, doing readings and stuff like that. But you're also a healer if you're a doctor. You're a healer if you're a nurse. If you're a coach, you're a healer. If you are a teacher for kids, you are working with what's your passion. Most likely, not everyone, but if you have chosen that path, so to speak. So I think that we can, first of all, not separate the things, because everything we do, even if it's considered an earthly task, it's equally sacred if we are following our passion, okay? And
Right.
by that, I also want to say, if we have to do with a lot of people, we meet people on a daily basis. If maybe you're working at the supermarket, or you are selling tickets, meeting people face to face, or you are a doctor, or you meet kids at school. So it's equally important to do the spiritual hygiene and do some things
Right.
that are making your energy clear, because you are interacting all the time, right?
Right. Oh, yeah. I mean, just cord cutting as a simple suggestion, because,
Yes.
we interact, like you said, with people several times a day. And, we all tend to pick up on energies we know, don't feel too good. So just a simple request to cut cords can also help, as a daily spiritual hygiene, so to speak. I mean, it's just a matter of a thought, you just say, hey, I need to cut these cords. And I always ask for Archangel Michael to come in and assist when I do that. And you start to feel a little bit different when you do it, as just a daily practice.
Yeah.
So,
and doing readings. Sorry, Sissy. I think it's a delay on the radio, so it takes a while before we hear each other. But anyway, now I lost it. I'm at my best today, ain't I? Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. Well, how about this? I see we're coming up to the bottom of the hour. If you want to do that, and then we'll take some calls.
Okay, absolutely.
How's that?
I just want to share my daily practice of spiritual hygiene, if that's okay.
Okay.
Okay. So this is what I do on a daily basis, and this is the basis of my spiritual hygiene and the clearing I do for myself. And sometimes I twist it a little bit because I always follow my guidance, but it's kind of a foundation for it. So you can say whatever feels comfortable for you, but I say, dear God, Yeshua, I call Jesus Yeshua. He's one of my guides. And dear God, Yeshua, my monad and mighty I am presence, my spiritual guides and helpers, all the angels and all the ascended masters. I ground myself deep down into the Mother Earth with strong roots. I bring up the healing energy from the Mother Earth up through my Earth Star chakra into all of my bodies, auras, chakras, and energy centers. My body's auras, chakras, and energy centers are cleared, cleansed, healed, energized, balanced, working in full sync with each other, spinning at the proper speed in the proper direction. I call in Archangel Michael to cut any cords that are not for my highest good, and to feel each end of the cord cut and any space in between that might have been created with love and light for myself and what is appropriate for the other part. I thank the Mother Earth for the healing energy, and I send it back cleared and purified into the Mother Earth. I have a strong and clear connection to the highest and brightest source in the universe, the Mahatma energy, the violet flame, God, Yeshua, my monad, and mighty I am presence, my spiritual guides and helpers, all the angels and all the ascended masters. I place myself in a golden bubble of white light of protection. In the highest good of all, in all directions of time, in all lifetimes, in all dimensions, on all levels, and in all my body, soil, chakras, and energy centers now and forever. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's my daily routine.
That is a powerful one.
Yeah, and you have yours as well. So if you want to, you can share it with us later on.
Right. Yeah, no, I will. There's another one I like that is forgiveness, which I think is really important as well. But seeing that we're at the bottom of the hour, I'll take that on a little bit. A little bit later.
Okay. I go through the bottom of the hour and I post everything we state here, like the protection and my daily spiritual hygiene and the forgiveness. I will put them up in the chat room at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. So it's in there. So you can go read if you want to. And if you haven't called in yet, now is a great time to call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number, and if you want to talk with us live on the show, press 1. Don't be shy, guys. Press 1. And on today's show, we are talking about spiritual hygiene. What should you do to maintain it, and why is it important? Plus your calls for questions and free mini readings live on air. And if you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. And you can always listen live and text chat with us during our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. Our next upcoming show here on Scrolls of the Soul Radio is next Thursday, September 17th, with Soul Sister Show and hosts Sue and Anne. We will be talking about numerology. What does the numbers mean? So basically, we have been talking a few times about numerology. Sorry for that. Plus your calls for questions and mini readings as usual. We'll be on 10 a.m. Pacific in the U.S., 6 p.m. London, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece in Europe. And you can always keep yourself updated on our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming. And we are a live calling worldwide radio, broadcasting today from Arizona in the U.S. and Rhodes in Greece. You can listen live and text chat with us during our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live, and any prayer or protection or forgiveness or whatever we are stating here today, we're going to put them up in the chat room. And you can visit us on YouTube. We would love that if you just go to YouTube and search for Scrolls of the Soul Radio directly, you find us. And if you like us, which we hope you do, of course, you can subscribe and help us grow the channel, and also keep yourself updated on published full episodes and small teasers about upcoming shows. So that's it, Sissy.
Okay. Well, what do you say I grab a call here and get started?
Yes.
Hang on one sec, Sissy.
Hello?
Hello, caller. What's your name? Hi, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Amala from Connecticut.
Amala. Hi, Amala.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, how are you doing?
Pretty good. How's it going over there in Connecticut, the state I was born in?
It's weather-wise, it's like rainy, gloomy, but you know, we're going into fall, so it's expected. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
what's going on?
Yeah, I do have a question. So I talked to you guys probably like a couple months ago, and a lot has changed. I'm sure you guys are filling out my energy already, but in a great way. I've just cleaned out all these people, frequencies, things, everything that just really doesn't serve me. And I upgraded myself, and I feel really balanced is the word. And so that said, I was just wondering if you feel me meeting somebody relationship-wise September, October. I let go completely of that other person. So.
Right. Can you repeat that question? I'll state that again. I heard everything else,
Yeah,
which
sure.
is really awesome. Really glad to hear that.
Yeah. So basically, I was just looking for any insight on a relationship coming up September, October. I've cleaned out a lot of people that just no longer serve me, so I feel like a brand new person. So
Okay.
That's,
right.
Yeah.
Well, actually, what I'm hearing for you, which really came in strong, were a couple things. First, I don't know if you heard what cards that were out that I always try to pull for all our callers and listeners. That these were meant for everyone, who's here.
Okay.
And one was nature, the other one was let go, and the other one was reach out. I know you were on. I saw you on the board early, so I'm pretty sure you heard them. I don't have to restate them. But what I am hearing is right now they're asking that you continue on this path. That we don't just do this one time and then you're done and that's it, for instance. So this needs to be a process you need to continue, and not only that, but there's research here that needs to be done. So I'm not sure what you've done. If you want to state it, that's really up to you. But
no, I just
what is it done specifically, if you don't mind me asking?
My regular practice of cleansing, talking about spiritual hygiene, is yoga.
Right.
So it's just interesting. Bottom line, universe provides. So whatever that doesn't serve you, it was like in the last month and a half, honestly, it was like things, people, places, spaces, everything. It was just slapping me in the face. Like, look, you don't need this anymore. And it was basically testing. The biggest theme was that people were testing my boundaries. And even when I was saying no, they pushed harder. And I'm like, no. I had to literally, for two people, seriously push back and say no. And I said it once. They didn't get it. Okay, it's a story, but I'm not going to get into that. But it's just interesting how universe was like, no, you need to be firm. You need to be even stronger with your no's. And so I had that opportunity, as I like to call it, to speak my truth and to really just say, you know what? No, you're pushing on my boundaries harder, and it's not acceptable. So, yeah.
Did you cut anything with that as well? I mean, did you cut the cords to that? Because there's a lot of what I see looks like tree roots, and there's a lot of roots still connected to this. And visually, I know you can see it. When you do yoga, you see it, right? So they need to be cut because that, and I think that's why I'm hearing continue on this path, research more, just for your own. You'll continue this practice, put it that way, and there'll be a raising. You'll raise yourself higher, I guess. As far as your question, I'm not really getting an answer because they want you to stay focused on the direction you're headed now.
Got it.
And what that will do is that will open up the doors to what it is you want later on.
Okay.
So it's cleaning house, so to speak.
Yeah, it's and really clean. And I like what you said about cutting, because I think the last person was only a week ago. Or two people, actually. So it makes sense that I need to remind myself and to literally unplug from these cords and these people as well. That makes complete sense. So, yeah, I will continue to do that.
I know Anne has like to answer too, so I'm going to hand over to her. Go ahead, Anne.
Yes. Hi, Amela. So happy that you called us again, and I'm so happy to hear your story. That's wonderful. But I'm getting basically the same as Sue because it's a process, and it's thrilling. It's wonderful. It's a miracle that you are where you are right now, because sometimes if we had a behavior, that's why the universe or people are being persistent and they're stubborn. So they keep pushing us because we have to say no over and over and over and over again. And sometimes that can feel negative and hard, but it's only for the good of you. And what I'm sensing around this, that you are still in the process here of freeing yourself, because it takes a little while, because before, when you are freeing yourself, you're unplugging or cutting cords, and you're cutting people, and you change. It's like being in a period of transformation. And you need also to settle within the new energies that are entering for you. And when you have done that, that's when you're going to to attract what you want to have in your life at that specific person and soul that you are at that moment. So that's why it's important. I feel that next time you're going to meet someone for a love relationship, for instance, I sense that it's going to be a real deep soul connection for you, because that's what you want.
Exactly.
But that also, soul connections are not always the easiest ones. So maybe sometimes it's a blessing that we don't meet up before we're ready, because if we have unsolved business inside of us still, our soulmate is going to act as a mirror for us. I don't know if you heard that before. So it's beautiful, it's intense, it's wonderful, it's what we strive for, but it's also giving us both the blessings and both the challenges at the same time. So right now, it's like you need to just adapt and continue where you are, and focusing on you. And in the meantime, you can send out your intentions into the universe, what you want. And try not to be too specific. Sometimes we are adding, eye color, hair color, height, stuff like
I don't
that.
do that.
But
no,
I know.
I actually talk to this person, whoever I'm going to meet every night. I'm like, I can't wait to meet you. It's like I'm having a conversation. That's all. Like things like that. It's more about quality anyway. It's not about what they look like, or what how tall they are. So, I just, I think this is just, giving me an opportunity to like male or female, it's not acceptable. One thing I will not do is settle. And I think that's what I've been doing was settling, even with friendships. It's like they would treat me any which way. And I'm just like, this is not okay anymore. This is not okay.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. So I'm just really excited for newness, and I hope that this happens in the fall, like October, November, or something, because I know I'm close. Because when this universe is just like, did you get it yet? And they're like literally putting it in your face. That's when the change begins.
Yes.
That's when yes. I'm excited.
Yes, it is. And you are in a very wonderful time, and this is a real blessing what you're going through, and expect. I do see it's not only a romantic soulmate. I think that you are actually going to meet up some soulmates. It feels like a few, maybe two, from past lives that you will have friendships with. I don't see if they are male or female, but it can be any of those. But it feels like you are attracting these types, and they differ very much from what you had as friends before. So you may feel that this is wonderful. You feel the connection, but on the other hand, maybe your mind starts setting in and you say, okay, this is weird. Why are they acting this manner? But just remember that they may be different, even if they are soulmates. They may have a different way of of managing things than you have. It doesn't mean that that's either bad or good. It just is, right? So just embrace the fact that you are meeting up and, having differences, that can be a real blessing and a true asset, because that's when we have...
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. It's when we have potential for growth.
Exactly.
See other
perspectives.
I
was just about to say that. Yeah, So do you feel like these tribe people coming in, do you know when or time or no?
I'm going to see if I'm going to be. I think it takes a little longer than September, October. But it may actually, you may start see things happening in a few weeks. But I sense that maybe the real soulmates and friends and the real people, maybe they enter a little bit later on. But it's, timelines can be plus minus simply because it's up to us and it's, of course, up to them too. So that's why it's hard sometimes to see.
Definitely free will, because I'm changing so fast, so it makes complete sense as well.
Well,
so
and I have something else I need to add. To accompany what Anna said to you. I know it's kind of like looking for fixed dates right now or fixed timelines, but let me tell you, what's being reiterated for you is that you're in the process of discovery, right?
Yes.
And so they're asking that because you're in the process of discovery, there's going to be some shifts and changes. One of the things that they're saying is when you do yoga, they want you to look at your chakras, if you've ever done any chakra work. Look at the chakras, because not all of them are spinning in alignment yet. Now the throat one is starting to open up a bit more, and clearly that's evidence for you finally putting your foot down to say no. Continue doing that, because this discovery that I'm hearing is about your growth. And before you can have those other things can come into your life, this very much is about your spiritual hygiene. It's very much about you discovering what you need to and finding that balance. Because there's, as you know already, I think you know that, there's still some imbalances going on. And if you can just balance some of those out, some of those chakra areas out, and you will see it. You will start to see it. Visualize. In fact, just look up, the chakras. There's the 7 main chakras. You will start to see it.
I know. I work with them every night. It's interesting that you said that. So keep on doing that, basically. Makes complete sense. Yeah. We'll do that. Yep. Excellent. Excellent.
And that's just balancing out, And the other thing is what's going to happen is the more you do that, you're going to start seeing other people's chakras. I don't know if you already do, but you're going to actually start seeing others. It's going to come into the third eye.
Wow.
Yep.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Because, there's gifts there. I know you know. Okay? I know you know already that there are. But you can't be all over the place, when that's happening. So it's about focusing on specific things you're being told to focus on. Everything else you want is actually just going to come, going to fall in line.
Yes.
But you first. This stuff's important,
Right.
And so it's
internal.
It is about main.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Yes. Okay.
Yeah. And a lot more will open.
Yes. I am really excited. Go ahead.
You're definitely on the right path. Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have a distinct feeling within a month or two that you'll be calling back, because there's a couple new things you're going to discover, and you're going to want to share that.
Oh, that's so interesting. I called you a couple months ago, and I feel like who would have thought even 2 months later from a couple months ago? So it really is a stepping stone thing. Everything leads to another thing. So it makes complete sense. It's all divine timing.
Yeah.
It's all divine timing.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, but believe me, probably around, October, November, somewhere around there, there's a shift going on for you right now. So there's something, we're going to probably hear back from you in about a month.
Okay, cool. I'm excited.
Yeah, you're going to continue on that.
I just can't wait. Actually, I'm going to work with my chakras right now after I hang up the phone. Why not?
Awesome.
Just dive into it. Thank you so very much.
Can I ask, where are you? Oh, you're welcome. Where are you doing yoga, by the way?
Oh, I'm a yoga junkie. I've been doing it for 7.5 years, but with this COVID and the whole thing, I do it by the river, actually. There's something called river yoga. Nice. It's like about 2 miles down the road from me. And this lady who's a yoga instructor, she has her own yoga studio, and I do it there, and it's a blessing. When I was doing all this stuff with the other partner, the other relationship, I was literally figuratively like dumping him in the river and watching him go downstream and like doing a lot of visual work. And it really helped with yoga and just like Shavasana, and which is like the last pose, and he's just laying there. I just visualized him just going down the stream and flowing on by me. And it's so powerful doing yoga, river yoga.
Have you, is this inside or are you actually outside? You physically outside?
It is outside. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly where you need to be.
There's grass, there's the water, it's magical, because even I had a epiphany. It was so fascinating. Long story short, it was like, you see the river moving and the flow of it, yet I'm still on the banks of the grass. So isn't that life for you, right? You're grounded, yet things are still moving, and you're navigating through life. So it was just such an epiphany moment, literally seeing the water running and flowing, and while I'm still on the land, on the ground. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing.
Sounds amazing.
There's that connection with blood that flows through the body, okay? And we are 70% water. And what's happening for you is that there's that connection between what flows in water and what flows in you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because I can visually see it parallel. And and so it's really great place for you to continue doing that.
Yes. Absolutely. And I've changed so much because of it. Yeah. I think
there's
COVID,
definitely something in that area too.
It's amazing because I wouldn't be doing as much outdoors yoga because of this pandemic. There's so many blessings within this thing that's upon us, and there's so much. I could talk to you guys forever. It's amazing, though. It's amazing. It's all perspective. It's all how you look at it. So I'm excited.
No, you're welcome to. Go ahead. Actually, we've got a little bit of time. Go ahead. You have me curious.
Well, it's just really interesting how, going inwards, which is basically what 2020. I just thought of this morning. You have sight, perfect sight, so to speak, physical sight, which is 2020. And going into 2020, that's what we're all talking about. Like, it's going to be a great, visual year. We're going to be able to see clearly. And then, what happened with this pandemic. And here we are 9 months into this year. And look at that. We are seeing just differently. We are seeing crystal clear. We are slowing down. We are going inward. We are embracing what is as light workers, and it's such an incredible transformation is I use the term loosely. It's not even that. I don't even know. It's more than that, and as light beings, we're the real ones. So we're there to help each other and to say, hey,
You're raising the vibration.
Exactly. I am taking your hand figuratively speaking, and I'm pulling you up, I'm raising you up because I feel you, brother. I feel you, sister. And it's such a beautiful, warm feeling when you do that for yourself. Of course you could do that for other people. And as light beings, that's what we can do, is that you have to remember, all of us, of course, to fill up, as Ann was saying at the beginning, self-care. You have to in order to take care and to help another person. You have to have your own full tank of gas, basically. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's
and you know, it's funny you say this, because I felt this during the springtime. I had a lot of people, because I'm working with this also professionally, so I had a lot of people asking me, and they felt, you know, down, drained, negative, whatever. But the blessing, because there's a blessing with everything. So the blessing with this virus coming on and lockdowns and, you know, not being able to do what we normally do, is that we actually did slow down in pace in life. A lot of people have gotten more time, meaning that they have the ability to listen within much more, like in the old days, because I'm mature enough to remember when we didn't have a cell phone. We weren't connected all the time, and we had time, you know, to feel within, let things flow, so we could be in touch with ourselves. And it's sometimes so stressful, and there's so many things we are going to be online. We're going to be on all the time. If people can't reach us on the phone, they go crazy because they think something happened. And in the old days, you know, we tried to call each other at home, and if we couldn't reach, we tried later on or the next day. No big deal, right? So the blessing actually of this year is that it's like preparing people for the change and for the transformation. Because my sense is, no matter how negative it can look sometimes, and of course I'm not this cheerful every day, because I have my moments too, and sometimes you just feel that you have to listen within what's going on. Why am I thinking this right now? Where is it coming from? So you just kind of prepare, and I feel that everything is going to be fine in the end. And for things, a lot of people wanted the world to change, maybe most people, right? And in order for things to be able to change, the dirty things and the negativity and everything that we dislike, it has to come up on the table. It can't be just pushed back, because it's going to be hidden somewhere. So that's the blessing as I'm seeing it. I don't know your take on it.
That's beautiful, Anne. And I was just about to say, you know, without the chaos, how can we have, you know, real change if we're not, you know, if we're not in the vortex of chaos? You know, and it's a vortex, but this too shall pass. You know, nothing is permanent, right? So that's what keeps you moving, and optimism, and saying, you know what, the momentum of this too shall pass. We just must embrace it for what it is right now. It's not forever.
Well,
but it's beautiful.
You know what? I got to add into that a little bit too, is because we had talked earlier, Ann and I, a couple of shows back, about awakening, right, and going down the rabbit hole, so to speak. And it's not always pretty. In fact, sometimes it's
it's not,
right?
Yeah.
No.
And so I think because of what's happening, there's that vibration you're feeling, that you're sensing, is thousands and thousands of us are joining in with you, so to speak, because we too see, you know, the ugly side of all of it as well. And we're standing up saying no, that the vibration we want to add here, what we want to add into this, we're going to clear this. We're going to clear out this ugliness. And it may take time, and maybe you don't think that it's happening because, you know, you turn on that channel on the TV, and what do you see right away? Nothing but negative, right? And they want you to believe that we as a community, as a people, are negative or hateful. We want war. We want to harm each other, that we're racist. I'm just going to say it. There were all these things. And I'm telling you, in reality, no, we're not. No, we're not. And there's a lot of us. And I think you're feeling it too as well. There's a lot of us, we're putting in that time and that energy to raise that vibration, and we're finally saying no. It's
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you say yes to the people, you know, it goes, the door swings both ways, right? You know, or the coin flips heads and tails. So there's a yes and a no. Go to those yes people. I always say that in my speaking engagements. Go to the yes people and just pass on by those no people. Rejection is your protection. Keep moving.
Yep.
Rejection is always for you. It wasn't your door to open. Yep. Move on. Move on.
Well, continue doing this, because what you're doing is you're adding to the collective consciousness. Okay, and by doing that, when you're on this path, right, you're gonna meet more of us, let's say, and it's a tribe, so to speak. And because of that, you're gonna seek out more, and you're gonna go to alternative sites to, you know, gain information, to see what's really going on in the world. And it's quite fascinating. There's a lot of us. There are millions of us out here doing this work. So, you know,
I would love
just
to
know
keep in touch
you're
with you.
You're not alone.
They really would. It's refreshing. Can I say that? Lovingly, it's just refreshing talking to you both, because you can't have conversations like this all the time. Not in regular everyday life. So it's just, I mean, there are beings like, it's wonderful. Thank you for this. You really lightened up my day.
No, you're welcome.
I'm gonna keep in touch with you both. I'm gonna look for your email and your website. Yeah.
Thank you too. And you know, you lightened up my evening and Sue's morning. Okay.
Yes. You know,
so we're
it's
all
like
over the place,
like a
right?
party. It's like a party we're joining in on. You're joining. It's like a party, and you're joining in on. And that that vibration of that party it's high, it's intense, it's really cool. And when you just discover there's more of you than there is of that other, the negative, it's inspiring. And I can see that with you, the development happening, that you're on a roller coaster that's going really fast, and you're trying to catch up to it, so to speak. And hey, that's okay, because part of that is discovery. I don't know if you're doing this or not, but consider, as you develop, right, consider just taking notes or journaling some of this stuff, because it's really powerful when you do that, and you go back later on and see what you've learned and discovered and how far you've come. And I say that as someone who absolutely hated to do that. I hated to do it, but I did it and continue to do it. And there was just a lot that was discovered when I did. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Sometimes messages and dreams and guidance or whatever we are receiving, sometimes it makes sense in the long term, because we can see a pattern when we look back. So that's why it's so beautiful to write it down. It doesn't need to be big, just a few words so that you can remember, and a date.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I'm going to wrap up, but I mean, I'm on my third book, and I'm actually doing inspirational quotes. So that's actually due out for December. So that makes complete sense with the insights that I've gained. And it just, like you said, it does not have to be big. It's just an insight, that food for thought kind of thing that really changed me, and hopefully I could change the world with that. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah. So thank you.
Yeah, it will. It will, because it's contributing to the collective. And like I said, there are more of us. I don't know how much research you've done, but I'm telling you there are.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be in touch with you guys. You'll be hearing from me, and thank you so very much again. God bless. both of you.
God bless
Back
you
at
too. Thank you.
Okay, take
Right.
care.
Thanks, love.
Take
You
care.
too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye.
You too.
Bye. Wow. That's just amazing, Sissy. That's absolutely amazing.
Yes. Yes.
I feel really, really
Fantastic.
grateful for her. That's definitely on her way. Okay, we've got one more caller. I think we have time, so I'll grab the next call.
Yes. Yes. And then
Hello,
after
caller.
the call, I want
What's
to
your name?
hear you.
Where are you calling from?
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Thank
No,
you.
go ahead. Hello.
Oh, hi. It's Jessica from New Jersey. Hi.
Hi, Jessica.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi. I'm good. I'm sorting out something, and I was curious if you guys could take a look at it and just give me your, just sort of what you're picking up about it. I have been working with some new people, and so it seems like everybody sort of has like these like maybe weird money things going on, and I'm including myself in that. One lady, I paid her more than what we had agreed to. I actually raised it twice, and no matter what you're raising it, I would think that someone would say no, like thank you and like show some appreciation, and she didn't acknowledge it at all. And I find that to be very weird, and I keep telling myself, well, I did it for myself because I felt like that would be an even exchange to give her more money. But I think still a part of me wonders like if I should have just paid her what we originally agreed on, and she's not appreciative anyway. She has an attitude. I'm just kind of trying to sort that out. And then with the other girl that is working with me, I asked her what she wanted for a job, and she said, I don't know, whatever you want to pay me. And I don't really know how to handle that because I kind of feel like if you're not asking for the money, then why should I, I don't know. So I'm kind of weird about that too. And then I said, okay, fine,
Yeah.
I'll just pay you this. And then she didn't acknowledge it or ask for the money or what, and I think she'll just continue working for me, say, like without even asking for the exchange. So I don't, like, what is going on here? So
Yeah, there are
I'm just trying to sort out.
There are a lot of, right, blocks, restrictions, and you need clarity. So I think, first of all, ask that of those who are, I know it sounds kind of blunt, but you need to, because you're not getting the answer. And then really it's about clarity. It's about being extremely clear in what it is you state and expecting those to be, to reciprocate, okay, to be just as clear. When you're not, it's like Ann and I pulling a card for you. If it's really just a very vague question, it's going to come back as kind of a vague answer until you're crystal clear about what it is, because that's the thing. I keep seeing, clarity. There needs to be clarity here, and there's a energy exchange going on that's really not good with both people you're speaking about. Get really clear in what it is you expect, and ask for a clear answer back, especially when someone is an employee or someone's working for you, right? You need to have, if you're running a business, so to speak, you need to know, and you kind of need to have a set idea of what it is you're going to be paying someone. Now, either, they accept that or they don't, but that's too confusing, right? It's
yeah,
just
but that's
too
what
confusing.
I'm saying. Like
So,
with the first lady, we were very clear. Like, this is how much it is. This is what you're going to get paid. This is what you're going to do. She did her job fine. But what I was saying, like, I gave her more money. My issue or my thing that I'm kind of sitting with is like, there was no appreciation. I know we shouldn't be doing stuff to get appreciation, but I was thinking, well, then you should have just paid her the same, because she didn't, like, I'm realizing more and more that it's like I don't know where I stand on this, of like, if, yeah, someone should say thank you. I would say thank you if you're paying me more. I gave her $100 more.
Yeah. Right. I mean, that's really gracious, but I would actually just cut the cord to that one, really cut it, and learn. There's some lessons here. I think, there's some things. You already had this understanding kind of early on that, you just kind of knew, let's say, and really there were hints, and the overpaying to that person. You're not surprised, are you? Because there's something I think you knew.
Yeah, I knew she's grouchy. She's a bad attitude. It's the last time I'm working with her. I haven't worked with her for several years, and now it's not a mesh anymore. But do you think I was wrong with paying her more? Like, I just thought it was right because she spent so much time on it.
What was the point? If you don't mind me asking. I know
what was the what?
Probably intrusive. What was the point in paying her more? Did she do something to warrant that? Was there something for her to warrant that extra?
Well, that's what I was examining. Like, maybe I was just paying her extra because she had such a bad attitude, and she was doing, like, she did a lot of edits. Like, I don't think she really put her heart into it. We had discussed this throughout the process, but I think I was just, she kept working at it, and then finally she got an inspiration to, like, fix her design.
Right.
So because we spent so much time on it, I thought, let me give her more money, because I was paying her a low amount. I thought it would be done in 2 minutes. Granted, I'm giving my energy to her too, so that's a better pattern for me. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think the signs were there. I think it was, I hope you don't mind, I'd be a little blunt. I think it was kind of, I don't know, I've got to be careful how I say this. I think in a way, the ingratefulness, you paying her more was hoping that there would be a recognition on her end, and there isn't a recognition. And I think that's a definitive answer for you, that this isn't someone you can work with on an equal basis. Does that make sense? It's now
I think
obvious.
Maybe going through that, I went through that with my with another lady too. So should I have not given her extra money? Maybe not, and just let her be crappy, and that's it. 'Cause I knew she wasn't going to be nice. I knew she wasn't going to show appreciation about it.
Right, you knew. That's
but
the
just
answer.
To balance
you knew. Right, you said, I knew she wasn't, but you did anyways, kind of thing. So that's just a good lesson, to say, okay, well, there's a pattern here. It's not one I'm going to repeat on my end, nor am I going to let that proceed forward with her or anyone else in the manner in which it has. I think it's just a good opening your eyes, so to speak, to say, okay, no, I won't do that again, if that makes sense. But I am going to turn it over to Anne to see.
Was it nice on my end to balance out the energy, or was that just not necessary?
It's hard to say. I think internally you have to discover that one. I can't, because there's some blocks coming in here and restrictions happening. Maybe Anne has a better answer, so I'm going to ask her to add to it.
Hi, Sue and Jessica.
Hi.
I'm sensing something around this. And first of all, I start from the beginning, what I got first. I have a feeling that you need to determine for yourself so that you feel 110% confident about this is the terms and conditions on my end. I stick to those. If I don't see the results that I'm expecting, then I have to make some decisions during the way. But I have a feeling sometimes I can fully relate to you because I'm also someone to, want to give. And if I see someone doing something extra, of course, I would love to give something extra. But the thing is, it's not being received in the same manner as maybe we are thinking is going to be received. So that has to do with the person itself. So I sense that maybe this woman has a very different personality and attitude than you have, if that makes sense. So she's not going to respond in the way that you would like her to respond. So in this case, if you would have wanted to give her a little bit more, you maybe should have expressed that and said, because I see, and talked about it first. But even that maybe you weren't very happy about the results. So it's like what Sue said already. It's like you knew within, and sometimes we don't want to bring that up to the surface, what we know, and that happens to me too sometimes. So don't think that I'm doing everything perfect all the time, because I'm not. I'm still a human being, like everybody else, and Sue are too. So it just happens, but it's like someone knocking on us and telling, okay, hey, see the signs here? Maybe these signs from this person we're not compatible. We're not going to have a good professional relationship ever, because it's not going to work. We have different ways of seeing things, and we are on totally different levels. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to make myself feel bad about giving her more money. I think that, and I'm not saying that you're doing that, but I just, because right, okay, I'm going to just let that be. This new girl, this other girl, the
How do
one
we
that
feel about her? Yeah.
I like her. She does a really good job, but hey, Tiddly, I'm sorry, excuse me a second. You're gonna do the shower too, yeah? Okay, thank you. Okay, sorry about that. So
that's okay.
Sorry, it's like just the timing. Well, it's funny because my shower and my toilet is stuffed today too, amongst this situation.
That's a sign too sometimes.
Yes, no, I know. That's why I'm telling you. So we're getting unclogged right now as we're. So I'm getting unclogged physically and energetically right now.
Yeah. But
this new girl.
If you want to hear me here, I have a sense of the other lady, the new lady, where you don't know exactly what to pay her, right? So you don't know. You haven't made that part up. I have a feeling about her. She's someone coming to life. That's what I'm getting around her. And that she's a very different person than the other lady. I don't want to judge anyone. I don't want to put anything that someone is more negative or someone is more positive. But I feel that maybe you have more potential with this new woman. But here is the thing for you. This is a clean slate for you. This is a great possibility for you to sit down, figure out what am I expecting, research a little bit if you want to, and see, maybe you have done that already, to see what's on the market and what others are doing and how much they pay and stuff like that. And go with what you feel comfortable with and give her a suggestion. This is what things are going to be. And you can always tell her that I'm keeping you we have a trial period first. So I see if we are working well together. I don't know. It's just a suggestion.
Yeah, she is working on like a per project situation. I guess my concern, but that's a little bit of a strong word. My concern around her is that I know it's a lesson for her to ask what she wants or what. I mean, she asked for, X amount, which I think is very low, but fine, she asked for that, so fine, I'll pay you that. But then I guess I feel a little bit weird because she went above and beyond with this one project, and I told her that I would pay her more, but she said, I don't know, so I'm just not paying her more. She didn't talk about it because I'm trying to just not overgive, and again, if people can't really receive it, if they're not expecting it, then there's no, this is all connected to the same lesson. I'm from the past. Yeah. So if all what she wants is whatever, then it's fine.
Yeah. But sometimes the lessons, of course, I think that they are for both ladies too. But they are, of course, connected to you because you are experiencing the same thing, but in different versions, in different ways, with two different people, right? So maybe you need to just gain some clarity, just as Sue said, to really figure out how to feel confident within yourself and just to know how you want this to be. And I have to say to you, we have just a minute to talk. Sorry, because we have something we need to announce before we end, and we're going to be kicked out soon. Okay?
That's okay. I just want to ask one thing related to that before, I know I was going to say it really quick. So my question is, if she's working hard, and so should I wait till she says, hey, can I have more money for this job? Or am I supposed to be offering it? And I think I'm transitioning to just let them bring it up. But that feels anxious to me, but maybe that's what I would sit through.
I feel, it's only my take on it, it's your decision. I sense that even if it feels uncomfortable for you, because we can't change other people and how they are and what they are doing. So just let her steer for her part, how much she wants to charge. That's her business. You can mention it if you want to, but you can't really, it's like she's getting confused and she's bringing her confusion to you too. So how do you feel about paying her a little less than you have been thinking about for all the work that she's doing? Just feel in how you feel about that, and if it does anything negative to you, maybe you should consider talking seriously about it. Make sense?
Yeah, I got clarity in speaking to you. I appreciate that. I'm going to just sit with letting her charge what she wants to charge. None of my business. These are lessons I had to learn to raise my rate. So let her learn it too, and I'll sit with the temporary anxiety until I release it of this doesn't feel right, but that is none of my business. I think that's what the lesson is. I mean, if I could guess at this moment.
I feel probably. Okay? Thank you so much for calling us. And please call into our next show or whenever you want. We're on every Thursday, so many blessings to you, and it's going to be fine.
Thank
okay?
you. Yeah,
Thank
I like
you.
you guys. Thank you. All right.
Thank you. Okay, Sissy.
Okay,
you want
Sissy.
to bring the forgiveness? Yes.
Yeah, let me do the last one. Like we said, Jessica, we're on every week. So, if you want to continue, give us a call next week, 15 minutes before the show starts, if you want to be one of the first callers. So maybe that'll help. All right, let me just proceed with the final one that Anna and I both wanted to bring out. And the final one is for spiritual hygiene with forgiveness. So I'll just read that one. I forgive everyone who has ever hurt or harmed me, consciously or unconsciously, in this lifetime or any other, in this universe, dimension, plane, or level of existence or any other. I offer them grace. I ask forgiveness for everything I have ever done to hurt or harm another, consciously or unconsciously, in this lifetime or any other. In this universe, dimension, plane, or level of existence or any other. I ask for grace. I forgive myself for everything I have ever done to hurt or harm another, consciously or unconsciously, in this lifetime or any other, in the universe, dimension, plane, or level of existence. I accept grace. I am free. All chains and restrictions fall from me. I stand in my full power as a master of the light in all direction of time, in all lifetimes, in all dimensions, of all levels, in all of our bodies. It is so, it is so, it is so. So I think that's a really strong one too, as far as spiritual hygiene.
I just want very quickly to say that, forgiveness is very important, because if we don't forgive, forgiveness doesn't mean to accept that we have been badly treated or anything. That's two separate things.
Right.
We forgive so that we can, otherwise we hold on to the energy. We don't want that.
Right. Well, and then we keep that up. We keep that cord as well. And from that we can create more.
Yeah.
So, interesting day today.
Yeah, it has been a really interesting day, and it's end of show announcements time. I'm going to have to tell them fast as usual. So, thank you everybody for interacting with us, calling in and interacting in the chat room, or just being with us. And today we have been talking about spiritual hygiene. What should you do to maintain it? Plus your calls for questions and mini readings on air. And in the chat room on scrollsofthesoul.com/live, we are sharing with you 3 different ways that you can use to maintain your spiritual hygiene. Next upcoming show here on Scrolls of the Soul Radio is next Thursday, September 17th, with Soul Sister Show and myself, Anne and Sue. And we will be talking numerology, plus your calls for questions and free mini readings live on air. We'll be on 10 a.m. Pacific in the U.S., 6 p.m. London, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece. In Europe, and you can always listen to replays of all our shows on YouTube. Search for Scrolls of the Soul Radio on YouTube, or you can go to scrollsofthesoul.com/past. And if you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. And if we didn't have a chance to take your call today, please call into our next show. And yes, thank you all for listening and calling in. We'll be back next Thursday. Sue, do you have anything you want to tell the listeners before the show ends?
Yeah, just thank you everyone for entrusting your questions with us. We appreciate it. And a shout out to my mom. Angels watch over you all night long. Sissy?
Love, light, peace, and joy to all of you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.